All right, top reads for the month of June. Starting off with nonfiction. My top read this month goes to Killers of the Flower Moon by David Grann. This looks at the Osage murders, the development of the FBI, all of this revolving around the oil rights of the Osage tribe. Fascinating book, really thought-provoking, as well as just like infuriating, heart-rending. I love this book. It read like the best crime novel. The twists and turns of the narrative that David Grann puts in there, so well done. Would highly recommend reading this book. Moving on to honorable mention in nonfiction goes to The Unsettling of America by Wendell Berry. This is a fascinating critique of the American agricultural system, as well as Wendell Berry's suggestions for how to change it. It's about 50 years out of date, but it was really fascinating to read this major critique of the agricultural system that doesn't neatly fall into either a conservative or a leftist perspective, which in and of itself was really fascinating. I wish it was a little bit more up to date though. Moving on to fiction, my top read this month goes to Our Sister's Keeper by Jasmine Holmes. I've been following Jasmine for a long time and have been so excited to read this book. Finally it came out and it was so worth the wait. This is like Southern Gothic horror, a little bit feels like Sinners, if you liked the movie. And it follows a young black couple who are moving from DC, trying to get away from discrimination. They move to this all-black utopia in Mississippi. And the question is, can the utopia really be as good as it claims to be, or is there a dark secret hiding underneath? And obviously there is a dark secret hiding underneath. Just a rollicking good story while also being really thought-provoking. Love this book. Jasmine Holmes, please keep this up. I cannot wait to read your next book. And moving on to honorable mention, this month goes to Slewfoot by Brom. This is a historical horror novel set in Puritan New England around like a witch trial. And this book was really historically well researched. Having done some research on the witch trials in New England, this is really well researched. And what makes this book such a phenomenal horror novel is that the horror elements in this book don't come from the supernatural monster. The horror elements come from forcing us to confront how horrifying the social experiment that was Puritan New England actually was. We are forced in this book to confront just how morally corrupt the Puritans were. And that was really convicting, as well as just so well done. And then, of course, it ends with like basically a revenge fantasy, which I wish it could have been a little bit more nuanced, but overall still really enjoyed this book. Anyway, that's it for me. Let me know what you read in June. What were your top reads? Leave me comments. And until next time, happy reading.